What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. I've got some more PSA returns. Now, I think these are all Weiss Schwarz cards. It's not a massive submission, to be fair. It's 9 or 10 cards. And I do know, unfortunately, one of these cards has come back ungraded. So you'll see that in a minute. And I'll talk a bit about that at the end. So yeah, let's get into it. These were sent through a middleman. I used Collectible Power for this one, which I've used them before. Can highly recommend them. I think they're only on Instagram. I'm not sure if they have a website, but as you'll see in a moment, there's a business card. So I'll just show that on the screen and leave any details in the description in case you need to use someone to send your cards off to get graded. So there we go, there's their card there and their information. This isn't sponsored or anything by them, but obviously I just want to share that with you in case you're interested in getting your cards submitted. So yeah, I remember 2 of the cards that I sent, and that was it. This will be the ungraded card, and I've definitely just spoiled one of the grades. So let's just flip that up. Okay, so as we can see, the first card is a Marvel card. So maybe that will jog my memory a bit. But let's just get into this and see what happened. So it was, unfortunately, the Roxy official judge card. So the card given out to the judges, I believe this actually was quite rare, and they didn't give many of these out from the information I was told by some of the judges from, I think this was from last year. So yeah, really unfortunate. This is obviously a Mushoku Tensei Roxy being the chase card in the main set on the trial decks, and you've got this lovely Roxy stamped judge card, but they didn't grade it. We got a no spec info, no grade. So yeah, I'll talk about that. Yeah, I'll go over that at the end. But for now, let's just go through the returns. So we're starting it off with a Marvel card. So let's see what we got. We got a Gem Mint 10 there on a Marvel Rare. It looked like every time I see the MR for Marvel Rare, it always looks like triple rare in my head. I don't know why. And then I see the gold stamp. So yeah, Gem Mint 10 on that Marvel Rare. And we got some more Marvel, so I guess I sent a fair few Marvel cards in on this one. We got another Gem Mint 10 on another Marvel Rare War Machine. And up next, another Marvel card. So yeah, maybe it's just a big Marvel submission. We've got another Gem Mint 10 on the Marvel Rare again. So that is Drax from Guardians of the Galaxy, as you can see by the Guardian stamp. Next one, we've got another Gem Mint 10 on the same card. So, I mean, positive. I haven't even got a 9 yet, but this is Weiss Schwarz modern Japanese, and typically you're going to get a lot of Gem Mint 10s. And there's another one. We've got Gem Mint 10 on the Doctor Strange Marvel Rare. So happy with that. No complaints whatsoever. Can't beat a 10 on the PSA. And we've got the Gem Mint 10 on the Captain America Marvel Rare. So another one. So 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. I will take it. I will always be happy with Gem Mint 10s all around. And another Gem Mint 10. So as you can tell, the quality of some of these Weiss Schwarz cards are just ridiculous. So I've not even got a 9. And these were the ones that I would have checked over to basically every time I get cards, I check over and see if I think they've got a shot at a black label. And if they do, they go to BGS. If I find anything that I might be suspicious of, I will send it to PSA. And even then, they get 10. So a non-Marvel card here. What do we have? Let's see. We got a Gem Mint 10 on the Alice Regional Champion Springfest card, the trophy card. with only, I can't remember now, is it 44 or 54 copies of this were given out last year? And I know it says Springfest 2020, but this was actually the 2022 card that they handed out. It was originally for 2020, but because of COVID, a lot of the Springfest didn't happen. So if you have watched my other videos, you will know that I actually have 2 other copies of this card. One went to PSA first, got damaged, came back a PSA 9, but with more damage than I sent it, which was very unfortunate. The next one I sent to BGS, got a pristine 10, only 1 subgrade off a black label. And then my 3rd and final copy of the Alice Regional Champion Trophy card, I get the Gem Mint 10. So I am super happy with that. I think in this submission, that was the most important card to me. And we're left with 1 final card. We've got a Pixar card. So let's see what we got. We've got straight 10s. We've literally got 10s on every card. Wow. Except for this one. Except for this one. But that's a different story. I'll get into that in a moment. So we've got Toy Story. This is the trial deck Woody and Buzz. So you can't pull this from the Pixar booster boxes. You can only pull this from opening the Toy Story trial decks. They never got reprinted. The Pixar booster boxes did recently get a reprint when Disney 100 came out. So in my opinion, not only is this a great card because it is the SP with both of the characters on, you've got both of the gold stamps for each character, but it's rarer than the SSPs in the main Pixar set, in my opinion. And not only that, I just really love the card itself, the colors, the design. It just works really, really well. It looks like such a nice card. So I'm super happy to get that in a 10. And I mean, 10s all around, right? So let's talk about this one. And I believe this happened due to reasons that only happen if you use a middleman. Like this wouldn't have happened if I sub direct, but subbing direct to PSA from the UK is it's trickier than BGS because you have to pay a fee if you want to use their cheapest service. You have to pay a yearly $100 fee. So unless you're sending many, many cards every year, it might not be worth it for you. So this happened, in my opinion, because of sort of using a middleman. It wasn't Collectible Power's fault whatsoever, but just the nature of using a middleman. What happens is obviously your cards get bundled up with other people's cards. That's how they make it, cheap, affordable. That's how they make a little bit of profit, but you still get a good rate in terms of the cost per card for the grading, considering there's international postage and insurance and things like that to be covered. So all of your cards get bundled in, and my submission took longer than most other submissions, and there was a reason for that. And essentially PSA lost one of the cards that was in my order. So it wasn't my card, but it was someone else's card whose cards were bundled in with the same order as mine. So they lost a card, and what they did, rather than progress with the submission and the order, they kept hold of that order for as long as possible before moving it, in hope that they would find, or that card would just turn up and they would find the card. Because if they don't find the card, they have to pay out for it because they've lost it. So yeah, they held it for as long as they could up until their sort of service level agreement. It got to that point, and obviously they admitted they had lost a card, and they will kind of have to expedite the order and get it through the process super, super quick because they haven't done anything with it, and it had like a week or two until the estimated days were up. So finally got to a point where they said, look, we've lost the card, and obviously I guess had to compensate Collectible Power for that. And obviously it's horrible for whoever card was lost. Real shame, but those things unfortunately can and do happen. So what happened is this card was not in the database, in the PSA database. So when they came to expedite that order, that's when they started doing the sort of labeling and authentication, things like that. And they realized, oh, it's not in the database. So they reached out to Bushy Road to confirm this card is legit, is a real card, and how it was given out what set's from, things like that, and just get them to confirm, yep, that is a card that we've made. But because that was left so late, they probably only had a day or two for them to get back to them in time for them to be able to grade it. So this came back ungraded, and I believe that was, I think, as far as I'm aware, after talking to Collectible Power, it seems like that was the reason, because I have submitted cards to PSA, Weiss Schwarz cards that have not been in the database, and they have come back graded, they have come back labelled and authenticated absolutely fine. So in my opinion, this came back ungraded because they lost someone else's card whose cards were bundled in with my order. They put it off, and then it was too late to have enough time to get the response that they needed and the confirmation that this is a card that they can grade. So really unfortunate that it came back. To be honest, other than that Alice trophy card, this would have been, I think, the next card that I was looking forward to most in the submission. So yeah, really unfortunate. But yeah, I'll take a look at the card, maybe reassess it. I guess if I sent it to PSA, I probably didn't believe it was black label worthy. So yeah, maybe I'll just check over it again just in case, because I know BGS will likely grade it very easily. Otherwise, yeah, I might have to try again on this one, and hopefully you can see that in a future video when it actually ends up coming back graded at one point, and we can see which grade it gets. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you are not already subscribed, and I will see you guys in the next video.